everyone, it's Heather Moxie and welcome back to my channel. In this week's video, I'm going to be showing you how I made over this Ikea step stool. When I purchased it, it was on sale for $14.99. As of May 29th, it is still on sale, but definitely check your local Ikeas because they do sell out fast. You may be familiar with this step stool. It is very popular on Pinterest, and I've been wanting to give it this makeover for a very long time, and I finally got my hands on it. This DIY is super simple. It's literally just staining and painting, and depending on what you want to do with it, it could be even simpler than that. So stick around and I'll show you how I gave this Ikea step stool a very inexpensive makeover in just under an afternoon. So I'm not gonna lie, I got a little too excited and didn't film the very first step, but after partially assembling, you're just going to begin painting or staining your step stool. Of course, I chose to use my Minwax Early American Stain, and I just did one coat all around this top step portion. One of the main reasons I love making over Ikea products is that a lot of them come in bare wood, and you don't have to do any sanding or prep work. It's literally ready to go. And when you're on a budget and you don't want to build big furniture items from scratch, Ikea furniture is a great starter point for any of those reasons, especially when you can completely customize these items to fit your taste. Repeat the process on the second step, making sure you're following the grain of the wood and you're catching any stain drips or paint drips. Keep in mind you don't have to stain or paint the entire portion of the step because once you put it all back together, there are going to be small pieces in the back and on those corners that you won't see, so don't worry if you can't get into all of the nooks and crannies. Once it's put together, you won't be able to see those portions. Place those aside so the stain can set, and then you can move on to the rest of the step stool. I used Behr Ultra Pure White Stain in semi-gloss, and with a foam brush I just coated the rest of my step stool with this. I really wanted our step stool to match our Ikea dining set that we DIY'd in the same way, and our secondhand bar stools that I did in a previous video. And like I said before, this is why I absolutely love Ikea furniture like this. It's completely customizable and you can make it look any way that you want. I used about 2 to 3 coats of this paint and then set that aside to dry. Moving back to the steps, using a damp cloth I wiped off any of the excess stain that didn't set and then worked on my second layer of stain. If you're using stain, you can stop with the first coat or continue. Just remember that multiple coats of stain are going to change your end result. To match our dining set and our bar stools, I used about 2 to 3 coats of stain until I achieved that darker wood. After it's completely dry, you can assemble as is, or you can seal it with a top coat. If you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I am absolutely obsessed with this Minwax Polycrylic sealer in matte finish. I've used it in probably all of my DIY furniture videos, and it really locks in that stain and gives it a professional finish that you're not going to see if you leave it to dry by itself. Lightly sand in between coats, and just like your stain and your paint, you can do about 3 coats of this. Every time you sand a layer, be sure to wipe it down with a damp cloth before moving on to the next. Once your top coat dries, your step stool is all finished, and depending on how you do this, you can reassemble your step stool in the middle of the project like I did, or you can choose to do it all separately and reassemble at the end. Of course, everything I used I already had in my craft storage, but for $15 starting out, this project is incredibly inexpensive, and I can definitely see this project not costing more than $30 depending on the type of supplies you buy. I'm super happy with how this came out. As always, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, and I will of course list everything that I used in the description box below. In the meantime, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at HeatherMoxieDIY. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like this video and if you'd like to see more videos from me in the future. Until next time, I will see you guys next weekend with another video. Bye!